I used to wake up some days and wish I stayed asleep. Cause I went to bed on top of the world. Today the world's on top of me.
It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much status you have. If you're not living a lifestyle that's righteous, you'll lose it all. My name is Khalila Ayat, and if you're seeing me on your For You page, this is no coincidence. This message is for you. There's too many people that allow material possessions to get to their head. They be walking around like money and status is more important than good deeds. And then they get so big-headed that they start looking down upon those who don't have what they have. I've been at the top and the bottom, and in both positions, I stayed the same. Even when I didn't have a thing, I didn't let it dictate the way that I treat people. I never let it make me miserable. I never let it fuel jealousy because someone had more than me. I simply put my trust in the Most High and kept the faith. And on the contrary, when I came into financial abundance, I never acted like I was too good to sit with those who were misfortunate. And many people don't realize that not only is God in control of all of our losses, He's in control of all of our wins. That means if we don't attempt to keep a connection with the Most High and live life in a righteous sense, then He can take away what we deem most important to us. I hate to see people talk poorly about another person because of their financial position. We all know, whether we admit it or not, that we can lose it all in the blink of an eye. And sometimes that's exactly what we need. Not only to put ourselves in the position of others that are less fortunate than us, but to gain focus of what matters the most. Because sometimes we put those things in the background and prioritize material things, not realizing that God will favor those who are obedient over those who are ruled by ego. In 1 Samuel chapter 9, the Israelites asked God to appoint them a human king. God chose Saul under the circumstances that he was to obey all of his orders. Samuel the prophet went to meet Saul and let him know that God had appointed him to be king and anointed him with oil. Samuel had instructed Saul to leave his town and to meet up with the group of prophets in Gibeah for a period of worship. Saul was later then touched by God's Spirit, and 7 days later was announced to the nation of Mizpah that he was the new king. The reign of Saul lasted 42 years. He was then instructed by God to wage war on the Amalekites and to also destroy everything. That means livestock, infants, women, and men. Saul defeated them but spared their king and kept the finest of cattle, which showed partial obedience. The prophet Samuel then told Saul, because you rejected the Lord's word, He rejected you as king. Saul was eventually to be replaced by David and removed from kingship. The Lord then favored David because he was more obedient. Saul then experienced a disconnect from the Lord, and God removed His spirit from him and replaced it with an evil spirit that created paranoia, rage, and conjured jealousy towards David. Jealousy was so intense, it even drove him to attempt to unalive David on several accounts. Samuel then passed away while David was awaiting to become king. Saul then visited a medium out of desperation because he no longer had the direction from the Most High. That medium then summoned the spirit of Samuel, who indeed confirmed that David was next in line to become king. Not only did Saul lose his kingship, he eventually passed away by falling on his own sword. Saul lost his status because he disobeyed God, but after the fact, he disobeyed Him again by visiting a medium. All because he was so concerned about his status, in which God took at the blink of an eye. We are asked to remain humble no matter the circumstances and to remain righteous. I remember 5 years ago, I was in a shelter and I was sitting at the dinner table with a physician. She had been a doctor for 15 years and she was at the shelter with her daughter. I remember her telling me that she was at the shelter because of a house fire. Her $1 million home burnt down and she was waiting for 2 months for insurance to clear her check so that she can get a new home. I don't think for a second that lady knew that at the blink of an eye, her life would be turned upside down. And she looked so miserable. Like every time I seen her, she had a frown on her face. I don't think she knew what it felt like to go without. And I could tell that the situation was eating her all the way up. I get it. That situation is hard to deal with. But I remember thinking to myself, like, this lady's lucky to have life. Sometimes we're so focused on the losses, we forget to appreciate the things that money can't buy, like life. At the end of the day, I can't judge her because I don't know what it feels like to lose $1 million asset. But the fact that the insurance company was willing to provide her a new home and all she had to do was wait, I feel like if I was in that circumstance, I'd be a little bit more grateful than she was. When you're not in alignment with God and your higher self, you tend to be blinded by the blessings and more importantly, the lessons. Truth is, those type of situations are supposed to make you analyze the bigger picture. You're supposed to understand and understand that material possessions don't dictate how you show up in the world. And I could tell that that lady was fueled by ego, because she would tell everybody and anybody she could what happened to her in hopes that she wouldn't be categorized with the rest of us. I'm not saying that her pride and ego made her lose it all, but what I am saying is that her pride and ego was very loud, and even a house fire didn't humble her. Remain humble in all that you do. Things can change quickly. Nobody stays at the top forever, and nobody stays at the bottom unless you're stuck in the ways that got you there in the first place. Life's all about ups and downs, and it's not how you go in, it's how you come out.